story to tell, said to stop you if I'd already heard it. I knew a couple words in, let you go, 'cause I knew you preferred it. And I like the sound of you reading your texts. You take off your glasses and pray. It feels like a crowd of you, theories in practice, and I won't fact check you. You think we're all his creation, and the only thing I put my faith in.
Like, how can I create collage?
He bought me a figurine, baby. I laughed at the weird souvenir. He watched me packing.
It's Monday, it's a very cloudy day, and I was having my tea, reading my book, and I thought I would show you some of the books that I recently got. I'm sorry if the screen is flipped, but it's the only way I can see what I'm filming. So I will write the names of the books down so it's easier for you guys to read. But I went to a warehouse sale. There is a bookshop here, online bookshop. I don't think they have like physical store, and every couple of months or maybe a couple of times a year they do a warehouse sale. So basically they open their warehouse and you just go and get books at a discounted price. And I got 6 books, which is nothing compared to what people were getting. They even carried like carry-ons with them. It was a bit crazy, but I really loved the experience. Like, you could see how excited everyone was to get new books. So I read 2 of them already, and I'm halfway through one. So the first one that I picked up was Any or No Simple Passion, and this is the first that I read and absolutely loved. This is a very short book, maybe like a novella, and it's about the all-consuming feeling that it's passion. Annie Ernaux has an affair with a married man, and because their relationship is not established, basically, it just happens sporadically, and there is not really set boundaries between them. She's always waiting for him. She's always waiting for that call, for that thrill of being contacted by him. So she describes how the moments that pass in between their meetings are fleeting and not important at all, and she only pays attention to everything that is related to love and men and the country that this man is from. So it's not much about the relationship, how they got to know each other, whatever. It is about the feeling, how consuming passion is. I really love it. I really did. And I think it's one of my favorite Ernaux that I read so far. The next book I picked up was Good Morning Midnight by Jean Rhys. I've never read Jean Rhys. I am very familiar with White Sargasso Sea, but I have never read it myself. But right now I'm reading Lauren Elkin's Flânez, and I love that book. And she mentions Jean Rhys' Good Morning Midnight when she's talking about Paris and authors that walked and observed the city and then they were inspired to write about it. And this definitely features Paris in the 30s. It's a beautiful, wonderful book if you want to get the feeling of the cafes and the different type of people that were, living in Paris at that time. However, I think there's a whole genre of books that are similar to these, like Sylvia Plath's The Bell Jar or Pessoa's book, that are about a young girl that is struggling. She's going through a difficult time. Her mind is completely unorganized. She's not coherent. She cannot make sense of the world. And you are in her brain, which is very difficult and a very uncomfortable space to be in. And you're just suffocating with that sadness, that hopelessness that she has. What I really liked about this book was that the exterior often reflected how she was feeling. Like she would be in this kind of beautiful hotel, not luxurious, but it had that old white vintage feeling that now would give us of luxury. And there's always some sound, some external sound, like a kid crying or the bells of a church or the clocks ticking, that really put the is the kind of the tone or the compass, I don't know. It shows how she's feeling inside, how there's not a moment to rest. I really enjoyed it. It's not a comfortable book to read. Like when I was reading it, I was like, oh my god, I really want this to be over, just because of the subject and just because of the subject. But afterwards, I really like the feeling of thinking about it. So yeah, this is the other book that I read. Then I picked John Didion's Slouching Towards Bethlehem. I've read a few essays that are here because I got this book from the library a couple of times, but I wanted to have my own copy and then reread her essays. I haven't read much Didion before. I think I've read Blue Nights and The Year of Magical Thinking, but I haven't read her fiction or her essays. So when I saw this one, and I really love this cover, so I just got this one. And another non-fiction is Susan Sontag's On Photography. I love reading about photography. I have a few essays about photography, so I want to see Susan Sontag's take on it. So I picked this one up. Then one that everyone loves and I haven't read yet is Olga Tokarczuk's Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead, the Nobel Prize winner of I don't know what year, 2020 something, 2022, 2020, 2020. I can't remember, but anyway, everyone says that this is a wonderful book. I've heard a lot about the books of Jacob, because I listen to a Spanish podcast where they really adore Tokarczuk's writing. So they're always talking very highly of her. So when I saw it there, it was so cheap. I thought this is the time that I'm going to pick this one up. And finally, in the one that I am reading right now, it's We Do Not Part by Han Gang. Han Gang is one of my favorite authors. I've read everything that it's been translated. And this one I hadn't yet picked it up because one, it was very expensive to get it here. And second, Han Gang always talks about very difficult, emotional, historical events. She does it so wonderfully. Like her narration it's impeccable, but it's oftentimes very heavy. So I was not really in the right mood for that, but I saw it there super discounted. So I was like, this is the time, and I am loving it. I can put it down. I cannot tell you what it's about yet. I am page 59 and I loved it from the moment I started reading it. Like I know that some people didn't find the connection between the parts of the book, or they didn't know where she was going with the first part of the book. I don't know why, but I just dived right in. I love it. I thought it was such a good and captivating way to start the novel. Very much enjoying this one, so I'm guessing I will finish this one in a couple of days because I've been making excuses or finding excuses to read basically during these days. Tomorrow I have an interview and it's my partner's day off, but I think we're gonna stay home. The weather is not great. It's cold, Korea, it's cold in winter, and it's not as cold right now. It's like 5 degrees Celsius, but it will get cold soon. So we thought tomorrow is a good day to rest. I have an interview at around 11:30, so I want to prepare for that. The interviews tend to be quite short here, especially I think for foreigners. I think for Korean nationals it is a bit different, but for foreigners don't tend to be too long or strenuous. Anyway, so I am planning on reading this morning and catching up on some journaling. I want to show you my weeks. This is, I'm gonna show you a couple of weeks. This was a couple of weeks ago. I really like how it looked. And this was last week. I used some Georgia Journals stickers. And now this week, which I have nothing yet because it's Monday. So yeah, I wanted to show you a few of my days. I filmed last week a few things that I was doing outside. I went stationery hopping with a friend. I went for some brunch and Spanish restaurant with my partner. So I wanted to film those things, so you will see them. I don't know when, maybe you've already seen them, but anyway, I just wanted to show you a little bit more of my daily life and showing you how I journal and the books that I read and got. And I am thinking a lot about next year's system, which is not going to be very different to what it is right now, but there's a few things on my mind. I've been going through my collection of notebooks that I have, my empty notebooks, and also the books that I own and haven't yet read. So I've been thinking a lot about next year and that I want to use and read more of the things that I already have, that I already own, rather than just getting new things or buying ebooks or getting from the library, which I do a lot. I buy a lot of ebooks because they're cheap. It doesn't look like you're spending that much, and sometimes I can even I can connect my library with my ebooks, so it makes it very easy for me to just get new books and kind of not pay attention to the new books that I got. So I was thinking a lot about that. I've reorganized my stationery cart. It always follows me. I take it everywhere with me. I can maybe show you a little bit of that later, because I just pull all the notebooks that I have and haven't yet used. And yeah, I've been thinking a lot about next year and what I want to do. I got this pen the other day. I went to a stationery store called Biscuit, not really sure how to pronounce that. And they had their own pens, and it's so nice. Like, I love how the clip looks, this little bowl here, and it's super long. I love it, and it's a really good writer. It's like a very similar to a Inxjet stream, but I love how thin it is. So I've been using this a lot to underline my books. So now I'll proceed to read with no part.
Do you ever wonder where the time goes when you sigh? Does it drift in through the pastel cloud that goes throughout the night? Does it sing and dance in self-pity even when you're alright? Does it sink into your blanket and hide from the light? So lay your head to rest and find me in your dreams along the trees. The willows and the bees pick a cattail and we'll soar until the breeze carries us away. I can never happened at all. Do you ever catch yourself 1,000 miles away? Do the memories hit?
Good morning, everyone. Today it's Wednesday and it's 9 a.m. and I want to catch up with everything. I haven't written anything for these 2 days, so I need to do that. Yesterday I had an interview, so my A6 looks very messy. This is now a very messy planner. And I also have some notes from the We Do Not Part by Hangan, which I finished this morning. And yeah, loved it. Like, one of my favorite books of this year. Like, I knew I was gonna love it. I wasn't sure if I was ready to read about this topic, because I've read before about it and it's heartbreaking and it's very difficult, it's very emotional. But her tone, anyway, I want to talk about it later, but yeah, absolutely loved it. So I want to catch up here. I want to set up for today my priorities, and then I want to journal a little bit. So that's what we're going to do. I think I'm going to just put some music while I catch up, because I want to, do that quietly. And later on, I will let you guys know my feelings about Hangan's book, and that I think that's gonna be everything for this video. I think it's a very strange mashup of many things, but it's, I don't usually do vlog style videos, even though probably that's my favorite thing to watch on YouTube is vlogs. But it's very difficult. It's very difficult to remember to just, plan your week accordingly. So yeah, I hope it was not too dreadful to watch. Anyway, I want to catch up here before I forget what happened. See if I need anything. I need to transfer any information for today. And this I'm just going to glue somewhere at some point. So let's get on with that.
The worries at bay, do they fill your thoughts with faces come and gone yesterday? Do they lift your head up through the clouds even if there's no way? So lay your head to rest. Find me in your dreams alone. The trees, the willows and the bees pick a captive and we'll spawn until the breeze carries us away. Like it never happened at all. Like it never. Like it never, ever. Like it never, like it never happened at all. Got you a story to tell, said to stop you if I'd already heard it. I knew a couple words and let you go, 'cause I knew you preferred it. And I like the sound of you reading your texts. You take off your glasses and pray. It feels like a crowd of you, theories in practice, and I won't fact check you away. You think we're all his creation, and the only thing I put my faith in. You bought me a figurine, baby. I laughed at the weird souvenir. You watched me packing your baggage. Guess I'm just a tourist here. Is it pathetic or am I prophetic for knowing a turn for the worse? It's a garden of Eden, we're finally eating the truth. couple words and let you go, 'cause I knew you preferred.
So I finished reading with Do Not Par, and I wanted to talk about it before I finish this video. I love it. I really did. I think it's so good. It was as devastating and brutal as I was expecting, but again, it was to be expected. So if you don't know the premise of this book, I think I already discussed it, but it is about a author, which I first assumed it was very similar to Han Gan herself, because she published Human Acts, which is a book that talks about the Gwangju massacre. And the opening of this book is about an author who just recently published a book about the G massacre, and everything changed for her when she was researching about the book. After publishing that book, she lost all connections. She lost her family, and the only person who she kept in touch with was another artist, in this case a filmmaker. And one day she receives a call from her saying that she needs to go to Seoul. Well, she's in Seoul. She needs to go to the hospital because something has happened, and she needs to go to Jeju Island, where her friend is from, and take care of her pet. When she goes there, it is just like a narration between a dream and reality, and it talks about another massacre that happened, in this case in Jeju Island. But this book is, first of all, snow is such a big part of this book, and if you read books that feature snow, it's that element that purifies everything, makes the whole narration feel very quiet, kind of like a pillow. I loved how she used snow in this book, and also for some reasons this book feels like it's talked like in a very hushed whispered tone, like people are not really talking, they are whispering. It's a very hush underlying tone of the whole book, and it's told under candlelight, so everything feels very brutal and very devastating because of the topic that it deals with. But at the same time, I think it's so nuanced, so beautiful the way it's done. I think she deals with a few similar topics to her other books, like spirits. I think spirits are very common in her book. The color white is very common to animals, and also the dream state, like you never know if it's dream or reality. I think she plays very well with that. Also, I think one of her overall topics is violence. How much violence can we inflict in others, and how much violence can we survive? That is, I think, something that she deals with in all her books that I've read so far. Maybe Greek lessons not to such a huge extent, but Human Acts, The Vegetarian, and even the White Book, there's a lot of discussion about wars, about massacres, about how all of those that feel so terrifying are human acts. It's something that we inflict upon other humans in the base of an ideology or ethics or morals. I really recommend it. I think it's a not very well known historical episode of Korean history. Maybe the Gwangju massacre has been a bit more discussed than this case, what happened in Jeju Island. And there's a few books that I've read about the same topic, and that's why I put it off for so long, because I know it was going to be so hard to read, and it is very hard to read, but it's very slim. I did mark so much stuff from here that I wanted to go back to reread. I don't know, it's so beautiful. The way that she mixes also present and past, it's wonderful. And it's an kind of open ending. It is very haunting. I don't know, it's haunting. It feels like it's haunting you. Absolutely adore it. And my next book, I don't know, I've been toying around with the idea, because I finished this one yesterday, but I always leave some time before I start a new book. I don't like to go straight into a new read. So I have Olga Tokarczuk's book, Elena Garro's book, which is one of the pioneers of magical realism, but not really well known just because she was a woman, and Audre Lorde's Sister Outsider. The only thing about Audre Lorde's book is I'm also reading a non-fiction at the same time, which is Lauren Elkins. I read it on my Kindle, so that's why when I'm at home I only read physical books, and when I'm outside I only read the Kindle. So this one I may read it next month or when I finish Lauren Elkins. So I have these two. I think they're very different books, but anyway, I don't know. Can you see Spanish editions? What? This is a paperback. Why is it so big? Like, it's bigger than an English hardback. Like, why are our books so big? That's why I cannot carry this thing around. It's such a big book. But anyway, I may start this one or the Tokarczuk's book is what I'm thinking. And what I usually do is I read a few pages of each, and then the one that grabs me and I feel like it's going to keep me more like interested, it's the one that I read. And that's all for this video. I had so much fun doing it. Maybe next month I will try to do like film snippets of December like as a whole, and then do just a vlog video for the month. And I'm also thinking about my 2026 system. I have a whole like plan of videos that I want to do in December, like going over my 2025 books and showing you. Another one is gonna be all my inserts that I've filled during this year, and then my 2026 ideas and maybe a 2026 setup, because I want to change the size. Let's see. That's what I'm thinking. I have my little stationery card here because I have lots of notebooks that I have purchased over the months, and yeah, I don't know. They're here. Let's see. So that's what I've been thinking about these days, and hopefully I can film that soon. It's a super rainy day. I'll see you guys.